to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor. And we've got an NXT review for 11/20, and it's the second day of spring breaking. All right, yeah, finally getting this one out of the way. We've had the draft. We've had the 2 weeks now of spring breaking. And they're getting ready for Battleground, which we'll talk about here in a few. But let's just jump in actually to the show. Because they start off, typical little promo. But then they bring the new champ out. That's right, Trick Williams. Whoop that trick. And they bring out Trick Willie, and they give him a chance on the stick, and he gets up there, and yes, it's scripted, but his delivery isn't quite there. It's kind of like his in-ring. It's just not quite there. A little too quick of a push. But then they bring out Lash Legend to save the day, maybe? I don't know. But she's got a little envelope, and of course they have some comedic dialogue there for a few minutes. There's a, now that I got the gold, what is it? Now that I got the belt, you want a little taste, that type of off-the-cuff humor. There's even a mentioning of a Kit Kat and a Reese's Cup. So it was a C- interview, and by the end of it, it was just a D+. You know, they're trying. I understand what they're doing there, but hopefully they'll get this together, because now they're building that whatever was in the envelope is going to bring Trick Willie down. So we'll see how they go, because they're going to do it on Metaphor next week on the Supernova sessions. But yeah, then they do a WWE type promo where they've got Gigi and Ariana Grace, and they're in kind of a fine dining setting, and of course, what's better than some burps? A few burps while you're doing some fine dining. That's some good stuff there, folks. So they use that spot to pretty much give a promo of everything that's coming up tonight. And, you know, hey, to each their own. It is a little different. They're definitely giving Miss Grace, plenty of airtime. But really bad burps. If they're going to do a burp, come on, let's do a real burp, not a recorded burp. I know the editing and everything WWE has is amazing. But come on. Can we do just a hair bit better than that? But yeah, all right, so after that, we're going to have a North American Championship match with Mr. Oba Femi, the champ, going against Ivar. And you got to say this much about, the big Viking. He does work really well with big guys. I mean, he does his cartwheel, and he does his little, where he goes over the back. I mean, yeah, I know for a big guy that's supposed to be, pretty impressive. But, I mean, he does it every match. I mean, come on, slip it up a little bit, man. Rewrite that stuff, dude. But yeah, the match was pretty good. I mean, and what was I like watching for the mess ups and how they recover. And both guys had a couple of little mess ups, and I think both of them covered for each other. So I think Ivar had a bad move there, a couple of them in a row, and then So did Oba, but he comes in strong and just takes over the situation. Does great. Does great. But you do have, Oba doing the Lex Luger torture rack and drop, kind of, what do they call that? A Samoan drop or whatever version of that. But it looked a little Lex Luger-ish last night, but it was really good. And then you got the big man doing a backflip, a moonsault, whatever you want to call it. Not so bad. This match was pretty good, it's ended by Oba doing a big pop-up power bomb, but man, even Oba has gotten so much better in his selling. His little goofy prance he does, hey, I didn't like it at first, but he consistently does it. Hey, it's him. So, learn to love it. But anyway, big backflip, pop-up power bomb, and bam, the match is over. And so we go, oh, wait a minute. The music cranks up. Everybody knows it in the arena. We have a Wes Lee spotting. Wes Lee shows back up. Little man says he's going for the title from the big man. So we truly have a David and Goliath coming up. So yes, Wes Lee returns. They do a little the soap opera known as Chase U. It's got Thea and Fallon, and they're all out there giving each other a pep talk and popping each other's collar. And Fallon says that, hey, she keeps sticking her nose in places and she shouldn't come out. But hey, they tell her, come on, girl. So she does come out to the ring, and it's going to be a match with Thea Hale and JC Jane. And of course, Thea's got the whole crew, the posse, Chase U, and JC Jane's got Jasmine over there. So, pretty good match. Actually, it was kind of surprised me. JC does really good, but Thea's usually that miniature Ultimate Warrior thing. Doesn't do a lot for me there. But, man, I got to say, in this match, dare I say, Thea looked a little Dory Funkish, a little Eddie Graham. I know these names are coming out of left field, and you probably don't know who these people are, but there wouldn't be a lot of moves out there if there wasn't people like Dory Funk. Yes, that's Terry Funk's family, yeah, and Eddie Graham, Mr. Florida. So. But the match was pretty solid. They get a good double headbutt at the end. It looked pretty good. And even JC does her own version of the RKO. That's right, a ode to Mr. Orton, I guess. But Valen goes out and stops a little interference from Miss Jasmine. And Miss Jasmine, Pele kicks her upside the head. So after the match and Thea wins, everybody's celebrating, and Valen goes to get in the ring, and old Andre bumps into her like they're not even paying attention to her, like she's not even there. And she takes a little homage to it, and proceeds to, when Thea goes to get outside of the ring going through the ropes, she kind of gives her a little attitude adjustment there. It shows her a little something. So we've got the turn now. Valen Henry has made the turn, and not a left turn, but a turn. So after that, they've got this big Tyson and Tyreek. Man, these guys, it shows that they're academically strong, physically strong. They're making their debut. And they put them up against some good professionals that can really work with them. And that's the OC, the Good Brothers, Carl and Luke. And man, do these young guys come out and tear it freaking up. This big guy, I believe it was Tyson, man, is the shorter and the bigger, but man, he's the powerhouse, and he was making some moves that kind of surprised me. And Tyreek himself, very, very good moves. And the OG sold. They made him look really, really good. This was as good as an interference from outside where nobody loses and everybody looks good. Well, OG wins this. The Good Brothers win this, but they take a butt whooping and then end up delivering, the Magic Killer and getting the win. But they really, really put them over. Now we're to the draft promo. And it's our Ava sighting, so it's Ava gets out there and talks, and Ava does okay for about 2 minutes, and then Roxanne comes out, and anyway, this is the way the draft went. As far as individuals from NXT, of course, had Raw. Let me see. Carmelo Hayes went first, and then they give him the stick and let him call out, oversell Cody. Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh, I don't mean to make anybody mad, that Cody fan, but I like Cody, but a little bit of a overseller. But yes, they have calls him out and has a match, and then in number 6 in the pick, you got Braun. So you got Braun Breaker, and then at 10, Miss Thing, Kiana James. She went to Raw, and so good opening day, and then the next day, the first pick from NXT is Dragunov. So apparently, when you lose like he did in NXT, you're about to get called up, right? Then we got Lyra Valkyria going, and then let me see, Blair Davenport. I mean, she's ready. I do believe she's ready, but kind of a surprise pick. And then I didn't see it on TV. Maybe I saw a different version, but on this show, it had Dijak getting, I believe, the red brand. Dijak going back. So that's pretty much that's the draft. But then they announced that they're going to have for the Battleground, they're going to have a North American Women's Championship, and it's going to be decided in a ladder match. And they're having this combine. They're putting together a tournament, or a round robin tournament. It is what it is. But anyway, so they got Ava's out there, and Ava's still out there, and then they got Jada Parker come out there, and she's letting everybody know that she's ready to take that next step. And then you got Sol Ruka saying that she's going to be the first North American Ladies Champion. And okay, then you got Ariana Grace coming out there doing her pageant thing, and then Mi Chen comes out there and kind of lets them know that, hey, I'm the veteran in this one, and we're going to rock, because she rocks Ariana Grace upside the head. Good little start. And they go from there. They've got Axiom and Nathan Frazier, the Street Profits show up and kind of lay a little knowledge down to them that your match with AOP, it's going to hurt. But they do tell them never slow down. I'm guessing the reference to the Fast show. But so then they go from that to a Sean Spears, the chairman, Ridge Holland match. And this is not a rookie match here, folks. These are two seasoned veterans, in a sense. So they get out there, and Sean Spears comes out really fast, doing the dodging and the ducking and kind of trying to tick Ridge Holland off, and apparently he does. The match itself, pretty good. I can't say anything bad about it. They do let Ridge Holland get the pin in this one. So yeah, good match, good solid match. Nothing bad to say. Then you do go through the promos. That's where you've got Roxanne and Ava doing those, and then you got Briggs and Ivar, and then Wesley's getting involved, and of course that means that Briggs and Wesley got to have a match. So, and Ivar keeps saying that he ain't done yet. So, and then they do an AOP promo, and they let Paul Ellering speak again. That's 2 weeks in a row. So the Authors of Pain doing their little deal, and then they start the promos for Battleground, which Battleground will be held in a UFC type training studio, and it's the first time. And NXT is going to be the sampling ground for everything WWE, so nothing gets done on the big shows, on the big brands, unless it's tried through NXT first to make sure it's a great luxury to have. But this Battleground should be interesting, the way they take it. Originally, I heard the UFC people saying that there would be no mixing of the brands. So we are definitely seeing something a little different there. But, yeah, they do a good little promo there. They do a great promo anyway. So, and then we've got Tony D and the family driving around and kind of just setting everybody up, delegating who needs to do what to get ready for this Heritage Cup match. Yeah, Tony D's taking this one real serious, it looks like. So then you're going to have your tag team title match, and it's going to be the final Testament AOP, with Paul Ellering going against Nathan Frazier and Axiom. And, this one, because of the size, let's get realistic. To make this look good, you've got to really be on your bicycle, man. You got to be able to move, because the size difference is such that it couldn't look good. It could not look good if you did not have the Speedy Gonzalez running around there, Tasmanian Devil, But they started off like that, and they're going pretty good until Nathan Frazier gets caught, and they smacketh downeth on him for a while, and then Axiom gets to come in, get him a little something, so. They proceed to whoop on these gentlemen for quite a while. Quite a while. And, so it's really kind of looking like, are they just going to, they're surely not, and who surely? No, surely they're not going to just let it go out in a squash match. Because it was looking a little squash-ish. And, but no, they bring a little outside, a little something from the outside, and they've got Pete Dunne and the big strong boy. Tyler Bates shows up and gives a little interference, a little distraction, and which causes one of the AOP to go outside after a good kick and some good double teaming. And to tell you the truth, realistically looking, you would have to act like these guys did, and they did do what you would think they would have to act like. So, yeah, guys, a pretty good match, because as I said, it's, the size is so much. These AOP eat sandwiches the size of these guys. So, they did. Nathan and Axiom do retain the belts, and not only retain, but look fairly good. And AOP, their facial expressions, the way they look shocked when somebody kicks out and everything, that's getting better. They had Paul Ellering outside barking orders and describing what to do to these body parts. I mean, it looked good. The product may be coming together. Now, Karrion Kross, I don't know where the heck he comes in, and his wife with those funny shoes, I don't know where that comes in, but maybe they have something that I just don't understand. But yeah, the Distract the win, the champs keep the belts. All right, let me see. They do a little interview or a little promo with Thea and Chase U, because she got oops upside the head, and talking about Valen. And then Ridge comes in, and I guess him and Andre have a moment from their counseling sessions. I don't know. They do their little spot there with Supernova and Noam coming out saying, hey, you know, if you want to know what's that Lash had in that envelope, you'll have to tune in, like I said earlier, to the Supernova sessions coming up this week. And so now they are going to have the first ever ladies underground match. And pretty much all they do is take the ropes down and try to act like UFC. But not that they would ever mix the brands. But yeah, they do. It's Natty and Natalia going against Lola Vice. And you got Shannon Brazier in Lola's. And you got Carmen over there in Natty's corner. And it is the first women's match doing this, and of course Natty's going to have to do the ground and pound because Lola Vice has got the fastest hands in NXT, according to her. And the match was not as bad. Look, I've seen the men screw it up a lot worse than this. Natty comes out and looks good. I don't really want to talk so bad. This is a B-, C+ match or whatever, but not so bad. I was actually watching it for all the screw-ups and for all the, the delays and the awkward silence and all of that stuff. But I didn't get any of that. It was pretty good. So, yeah. After that big AOP match, and then we have the ladies underground match, which Lola Vice, with a little distraction, knocks out Natty and wins the match. So this is not over, but we are building an angle, folks. We are building an angle. So that's pretty much. And I gotta say, Lola has definitely got some in-ring skills, or the cage skills. Because if you go up and somebody runs up and tries to do a purse snatch on her walking through, she could have high heels on, and believe me, this woman could probably take down most men out there with that kind of skill. So hats off to Miss Lola Vice. So guys, that's pretty much. Let me see here. We did go over the draft, and I got to say, with this underground match, I'm really interested to see how they pull this off. Are they going to make it? Are they going to make it look good to where this is an ongoing event? Are we going to? Is this a one-off? Is this the only time? I believe it all depends on the production and the reaction, of course, that they get on this. But very, very interested, to see this, and I don't know. Well, very good. At the end of the show, they do, have, you got Valen running out, explaining herself that she's got to start looking out for herself and all those little quick exit promos that we won't really go over. But, all right, guys, that's going to be the way it looks like it works out. And this is the first show that I've actually been able to, I've been watching the shows, doing the reviews on my iPad or a studio monitor here, and was very luckily given a beautiful, beautiful, big, nice new flat screen. Well, I guess they're all flat screens now, but I mean, big, I've been watching it on several inches, and now it's like 65 inches. Big freaking difference. When they do the picture-in-picture now, I never watched them that much because I didn't want to strain my eyes, but gosh, you guys that have been living in this other world, when picture-in-picture is like, 22-inch TV or something like that, it's okay. So yes, I'm old and I'm cheap, but I'm stepping into a new era there. So we'll see where that goes. And all the high school seniors out there and people graduating this year, congratulations. But keep in mind it's a one-night deal. No need to overdo it in one night. But all right, guys, that's pretty much me running my mouth for the day. Thanks to everyone that does give us a listen, and I appreciate it. And I've had some people, again, ask me about the Mullet Manor, and you can find me on YouTube at Memphis, spelt out, Memphis Mark OG. Just pull that up. The videos of the animals and all that stuff is generally, you're looking at Mullet Manor. So there you go. But thank you for all the nice comments that I have gotten, so I appreciate that. Me and my wife, we definitely appreciate it. But anyway, guys, you know how I end this every week. If you can, get out there and help a rescue or help a shelter. Just do what you can. That's all I can ask. And say hi to someone. Just say hi and be nice. All right? And, of course, spay and neuter. And all right, guys. Well, this is Memphis Mark, and to all my friends over in the UK, over there in the Royal Forces over there, this is Memphis Mark, and I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.